You are coming to church from few months, would you like to take baptism? Or would you be part of this particular group or the ministry? Many times people say, I am not perfect, I am not holy, and I am not ready to take baptism, and I am not ready to be part of this. Many times you use that word, I am not holy, I am not perfect. Let me tell you the good news. Lord is looking for imperfect people. People like you and me. We are not perfect. We are not capable. We don't have that ability. But still He is ready. He would like to use. Today I am going to share the life of Abraham. Jesus came through the genealogy of Abraham, right? We say Abraham is the father of faith, father of Israel. Nations came out of him. But he was not even a perfect person. He was a coward. He was a person who was full of fear. He told the king that my wife is my sister. You and I don't understand how fearful that guy. That's why he said that she's not my sister. She's not my wife. She's my sister. But Lord used that guy who was full of fear to do mighty work. We say that he is the father of faith, right? We say that Abraham is the father of faith. Israel has come out of him. He was ready to give his own son Isaac to the table and was ready to submit his life. Lord uses imperfect people. The guy who was a coward, the guy who was full of fear, if he can use Abraham, why can't he use you and me? Never say that I am imperfect. I cannot do this, I am not holy. You will never got into that situation where you need to say that my wife is my sister. Thank God we are not into that situation. So whenever you say that I am imperfect, I am not talented. When I was a believer in a church, I thought that only Lord uses talented people, only uses people who know how to play guitar, or the talented guy, the family from rich background, the guy who is good looking, only Lord is going to use. That was my thinking. Whenever I say Lord use me, then I told Lord, how can you are going to use me? I don't have talent, I don't have abilities. But He is looking for available people. You and me. If you are available, if you are ready to do the work, He will use. I don't know where He's going to use you. If you say that Lord, I am imperfect, I am fearful, but I am ready to be used by Lord. He is going to use you. Maybe in your offices, maybe in the ministry. Not only that, ministries or offices, in your business, in your family life, He will use you in a mighty way. Second person I want to look today is Moses. Moses was a stammerer. Stammerer क्या बोलते हैं? तोतला. समझ गया ना? बोल नहीं सकता. Moses was that kind of person. डराता था, full of fear and don't know how to face things. But Lord chose that person. The guy who was full of fear, don't know how to talk, even to face few guys, he was full of fear. But Lord chose him to take Israel out of Egypt to go into the Canaan. If he can use a stammerer, a totla, a guy who doesn't know how to speak to the king, why? He will use me and you. Today I am concentrating on the imperfect people in Bible whom Lord has used to bring deliverance to His people. There is a church called Hillsong. Many of the songs which we sing in English churches like Hareesh and all, many songs have come out from that church. Famous celebrity pastors like worshippers like Darling Sheikh, many people have come out of that ministry. The senior pastor of that church, he doesn't sing. He cannot sing. His voice doesn't match. But they conduct musical crusades, send people of Darling Sheikh, that kind of caliber people have come out from the church. Lord doesn't look, you may be able to sing or not, but He is looking into you and me, into their imperfections, into my imperfection. Are you ready? Are you ready to take that call? Moses has done that. Abraham has done that. Now I am going to invite your attention to David, the womanizer. Lord says he is after my own heart. But if you look into his life, He was a womanizer. He wanted every girl as his own wife. But Lord used him in a powerful way, in a mighty way. Today we call Jesus Son of David. Jesus chose to come through his genealogy. The womanizer man has become a father to Jesus. If Lord can use that people, that kind of person, why can't He use you and me, the imperfect one? You know, there is major difference between a person who is imperfect and a person who thinks that I know everything. The person who is imperfect, the person who doesn't have confidence, he always depends on God. But the guy who has got so much confidence, he depends on himself. I know everything, I can do everything, I'm from this background. But the guy who doesn't have any confidence, who is imperfect, is always looking to Lord. Before he goes to the podium, before take that guitar, before do anything, he says that Lord, I am incapable. I cannot do anything, Father Lord. Will you use me? That should be, if you are in that group, that should be your prayer. I am one of that imperfect people. I don't know about you. Whenever I go and I ask Lord, will you use me? I cannot do this alone. I know you have used Abraham. I know you have used Moses. I know you have used David, the womanizer. Why can't you use me, Father? Fourth guy, Peter. The guy whom we say that apostle, the guy who started the church. He was a coward and an impulsive guy. He speaks first, then he thinks. That was the kind of person Peter was. If you read Bible, you understand. He speaks first, then he thinks, okay, is that wrong or right? That was the kind of guy. When Jesus was about to capture on that day, he cut the ear of the person who came to Jesus, right? You remember the story? He was an impulsive guy, a guy who was carrying all the equipments to kill somebody. That was kind of the person Peter. And when a small girl asked, you are also with Jesus? He was so full of fear, he said, I don't know who is this Jesus guy. He just ran away. But Lord used him on the day He put him in front of that multitude. 3,000 people got saved through the word of Jesus. Yeah. If He can use Jesus, if He can use Peter, Moses, David, Abraham, He will 100% use you and me. You need to be available to Lord. Today I am going to give an altar call at last. If you want Lord to use you in your given capacity, come into the altar. Tell Lord, I want you to use me. Irrespective of my situation, my finance, my family background, you don't need to come from royal background to be used by Lord. Was David came out of royal background? No. He was a shepherd guy. Then Lord put him into that throne. Tonight you and I can say that, Lord, I'm not from royal background. My family doesn't have much background. I don't have the relatives. I don't have the power. But will you use me, Father? Also, I want to tell you, don't say that all of these guys were continuously sinning and still you, Lord, use me. He's going to use me also. That is not a license to sin. डेविड भी बस लड़कीबाज था, बस मैं भी कर सकता हूँ, मुझे भी यूज करने वाला है. सिंपल भाषा में फेमिनाइजर मतलब कुछ लोग समझ नहीं पाते. That was the word. But wages of sin is death. Wages of sin is death. You need to remember that always. David's first child, which came out of that illegal relationship, died. Lord, kill that child. Today, if you are continuously in sin, I don't know what Lord is going to kill. Maybe your finance is going to kill you. Maybe you will live always in debt. Maybe diseases may be coming in your way. Your family will never have peace. So don't take this message as a license to sin. Okay, I can continuously live in sin and still Lord will use me. Yes, Lord will use. I can drink 2 bottles of alcohol, still Lord will use me. I can have a relationship with 10 women, still when I come into the altar, I pray for people will still get saved. But He will deal with my sin in a different way. He will anoint me, He will use me, people may get healed, people may get delivered. But if I don't have that relationship with Lord, He will deal with me in a different way. My sin, He will deal with me in a different way. Maybe the result will come after 5 years, 10 years. So it needs to have balance. Lord will use imperfect people like Moses, like David, like Peter. You may not have the talents to play guitar, but always you can sponsor a guitar for the guy who doesn't have money. You may not be able to speak to the 1,000, but always you can pay the bill of that church. You can always do. Your money can work. Your talents, your house can be open. Like they have opened their church, their house to be used for the Lord. You can say that, never say that, Lord, I don't have anything, I cannot work. Your hands can be used for the volunteering work. Today, I want to tell you, be ready. You may be an imperfect person, but always remember, Lord is looking for those kind of people. That's the message I want to give you. Imperfect people used by God. If you give your talents, your abilities, you must start with small things. Your small business, the profit which you will get out of that business, when you start giving it to the Lord, He will multiply. The small job, He will increase. The small church, when you give your talent, Lord is going to increase. Let's all stand today.